Good morning, day one of Northwest Reiki Gathering. I believe it's the 38th year. They used to meet in Brighton Bush, which is a beautiful, beautiful place with hot springs and all that. And that's where I attended a couple of years. And just because of how things in my life were going, I hadn't come back for a while. And then my friend Terry asked me to be the volunteer coordinator. And I loved it. I have enjoyed every minute. I am still enjoying every minute. And I've realized that although I am very good at administration and emails and spreadsheets and keeping track and making sure that everybody is cared for, and I love doing that. What's kind of come to light though is that even though I'm really good at administrative work, I really don't like it. It's hard for me to start. I'm eager to stop. And that's when I know when I really like something, is that I look up and I'm like, oh, look what time it is. So it's okay. Note to self. I like to be the little worker bee volunteer. I like to put on the tool belt. I like to be the one arranging the sheets. I like to be the one just creating a welcoming space for people. That's where time stands still for me when I'm anticipating guests. So I'm on my way down to eat breakfast, 8 a.m. Not usually looking to see face to face with anybody else other than my little dog Imogene. She is in her doghouse, the nest, our home together. And we have found a very safe place, only about a half a mile, so I can get my little walk in. I'm going to walk back at lunchtime, give her a nice walk, and I'm really looking forward to this day. My table back over in that corner right there. Reiki is a spiritual practice that has been handed down from one generation to another through an oral history. And it's only been since around 1980 or probably before that it remained mostly an oral tradition. And so as we are having extreme practice in stories, the making of history, whose version of history gets to be kept to people who are at a place in their lives, in their journeys, in their paths through inhabiting this physical body. I just took a yoga class this morning, and the teacher, this is a saying I'm sure you all have heard, is we are not human beings having a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings having a human journey. 1, 2, 3. I want to dance with somebody. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The thing that I like best about Reiki being the spiritual practice that aligns with how I am in this world is that it's very simple. And I'd like to think I'm a simple person. I aspire to be a simple person. And as a Reiki master, I want and desire and feel like it's my responsibility to do as much as I can to know what's going on in the expansion of the practice. And that is what I was really grateful of getting the opportunity to go to this Reiki gathering, is because Johannes Reindl has recently been named as the successor and of Reiki practice, and that is the holder of the lineage and the traditions and the practice, as Reiki, being Reiki, expands, because any spiritual practice is meant to expand our heart, not to constrict it. This was a lovely gathering. I stepped through some stuff. You just kind of have to believe me when I tell you that standing up in front of crowds is never going to be comfortable for me. And yet I did. And even though I did shed tears, I really was able to speak from my heart, so I'm really proud of that. And that's what these gatherings do, is give us a chance to practice speaking, translating the guidance that we're getting, the intuitive hits through our inner practice. That's the form of Reiki. And the principles, practicing of the principles, which helps us to engage and develop relationships with our outside world. And I'm going to leave you and me with the 5 Reiki principles. Just for today, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. Honor parents, elders, and teachers. Earn our living honestly. And show gratitude for every living thing. If you are still here and listening, I just want to invite you to look into your own spiritual practice for these principles. If you feel drawn to Reiki, sure, I'm available to talk to you, teach, whatever you're feeling called to. Reiki is an oral tradition, and you find your teacher in that way. So I'm ready to talk to you if Reiki feels like something you'd like to explore. And this is not about this. All spiritual practices are pointing to the same place. That none of us get quite right. Because it's the unknowable, and that's because we are infinite beings, and we can make it any way we want. I look forward to your comments, and I'll talk to you soon.
there's definitely a trick to it.